What's up guys, Ruppy here, and welcome to week 6 of UNPL Season 5. Now, this is normally the part where I would go into the whole spiel about what happened last week, look at the matchup for this week, and then proceed to go through my little Cassette Beasts style team builder. Unfortunately, that is not going to be happening for this video. To make a long story short, the team builders have been taking up an extensive amount of time, and unfortunately, judging by the fact that my previous videos and this one at this point have been late, I kind of have to make some cutbacks to try my best to stay on track, because I'm going to be up front. My job is basically destroying me right now with how many hours I'm working a week. I am broken down, I'm exhausted, and half the time, it feels like I just don't want to do anything when I come home, except just lay down and go to bed, which absolutely infuriates me, because there is so much I would love to be able to do outside of work, and yet I'm being scheduled enough that it is just not an option, apparently. Anyway, I will tell you that this week is a bit special to me, because we are playing someone who I am proud to have come to call a friend, someone who I am glad gave the UNPL a shot, someone who I have been working with for quite some time now on his thumbnail renders, that being the one and only KyleAye and his Miami Donphans. And Kyle, if you're watching, I sincerely apologize that I could not give this the full polish that I would have loved to. This is just the way things are at this point, between what little time I've had this week to actually work on this video, and a whole host of other factors. Regardless, I am still going to present to you guys the full battle. That will not be changing. And I will have the paste link down below for the team I did bring to this game. And if you guys enjoyed the team builders, I apologize for this abrupt change. For those who maybe weren't fans of it and usually skipped ahead to the battle anyway, well, hopefully this gets you to the battle quicker. I'm not sure if this will be the case for the rest of the season or not. It's going to depend on how much time I actually have on hand, so we will see. But regardless, I apologize if you guys did enjoy the team builders, and I hope you guys still enjoy the battle with Kyle regardless. Alright, it is battle time, and I have been looking forward to this one. How well will I fare against a man who never loses? Let's see, we have Dugtrio, we have Palafin, Deoxys Defense, Gengar, Meowscarada, and an Amorous Therian. So, neither of his Terra Captains came, which is really interesting. I'm a little surprised not to see Mousehold. To some degree, that kind of makes the Rocky Helmets I brought a little less useful. Gear U is definitely, that strategy is a little out the window now, but we can probably still make it work. I wouldn't be surprised if he leads Palafin, honestly, or even Deoxys. I'm willing to lead Spitfire. Lead with my Scarf Doggo and see how it plays out from here. So, good luck, have fun, Kyle. Definitely make sure to go check out his side of the battle, give him a like and a sub. He definitely deserves it. Kyle is easily one of the most creative battlers I have ever seen. Fantastic person all around. And let's see how well I fare against it. As he does lead the Palafin, which, fair enough. So, I see two potential options here. Either he flip turns out, or he flat switches. I wouldn't be surprised if he flip turns, honestly. That might actually make things a little tricky. know what? I'm just gonna flat switch into Gearyu. I know I outrun him because of the Scarf unless he's got Scarf Palafin. So that kind of wouldn't work out in my favor as far as Stakeout's concerned. Also kind of don't want to risk losing Spitfire. Just on the off chance he flip turns out into Dugtrio, because if that thing is Sash, then it's definitely going to pick me off. He does just flip turn. Which is fine. Gearyu eats that all day. I get the stamina boost. And we're in business. So Palafin's Hero Form is definitely going to be activated. Going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I wouldn't be surprised to see Dugtrio, honestly. Speak of the devil. So I could definitely take an Earthquake if that's how he wants to play this. I'm just going to go ahead and Body Press. As he does Earthquake, which Gearyu takes. That's another stamina boost. Gonna go ahead and get a Body Press off, do some big damage to this thing. It is Sash. He could very definitely just Earthquake again. I could just pick this thing off. But I kind of want to get my Rock set up, because he's got no way of getting rid of him. He endeavors! Okay! I had almost forgotten that Endeavor was a thing. Completely fair. Well, so much for my Gearyu plan. I'm just gonna go for a Body Press. I wouldn't be surprised that... Yeah, he's just gonna pick me off. That's fair. Absolutely fair and absolutely fine, honestly. One of these days I will figure out how to use Archaludon even without rain. Regardless, I'm going into Spitfire now because I know I outrun this thing. So I am not worried about an Endeavor. And I'm just going to go ahead and go for a Crunch. If he wants to switch out, preserve the thing for Death Fodder later, I would gladly take that, because that would activate Stakeout. I think he just lets the thing go, though. Maybe tries to get off another Endeavor, not realizing I'm Scarf. Yep, that is what's going to happen. Alright, then. So, Dugtrio is gone. It took my Archaludon with it, which is unfortunate. But I do have Rocks up, and they are not going anywhere. Granted, he could also very easily Hazard Stack me, because he has a Deoxys defense. Meowscarada could probably throw Spikes up. It'll be interesting seeing how he responds. Okay, that thing is not a Togekiss. Well, I mean, it kind of qualifies, honestly. I mean, it is very flying. And my response to that... I'm gonna go to Starter Grade. It's very tempting to go to Muck, but Starter Grade does have healing with leftovers. So I think we can still overall make this work. Especially if I get a Coil or two set up. Because I do have the Supercell Slam. So, the question becomes, what kind of Enamorous is this? So, Enamorous Therian can be a very bulky pain, depending on how it's built. And I would be really curious to see what kind of crazy stuff Kyle's going to throw. Calm Mind! Absolutely fair, honestly. I'm just going to go ahead and Coil up. He is not Leftovers. He's not Boots, because I saw him coming on... He took Rocks damage. Interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if he was a Double Dance set, but I'm wondering if he's actually predicting me to be a physical Electros. Which, I mean, I've used mixed Electros with AV before. It's honestly its most common set, and one that's been a bread and butter of mine for a long time. I do have enough speed to outrun it, so that is very good to note. The Coil will also raise my accuracy, which is going to help out with Supercell Slam, as he just goes for the Draining Kiss. Alrighty. So this is about to get real interesting. He is back up to full now, I believe. I may have missed that. But yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Supercell Slam. And welcome to the jam. I had to, I'm sorry. I have honestly never used this move before. I'm not gonna resist the reference. As Kyle figures out what he wants to do with this Togekiss now that he's seen Coil. I miss Togekiss, honestly. I wish it would have come back in Scarlet and Violet. That is such a solid, underrated Mon. Anyway, I'm gonna get... Was that a crit? It was not! Wow! I was honestly expecting that to be a crit. Did he not have physical bulk in that thing? Maybe he was meant to be a more offensive Enamorous Therian, which that would definitely be interesting. But Enamorous Therian is off the table. Eelektross is in. Startergrade is set up. I mean, I could probably set up more Coils if I need to. It's going to boil down to what comes in. Deoxys Defense wouldn't surprise me. Neither would Gengar. Meowscarada could breach my Coils with Flower Trick. I'm realizing that is a very potential possibility on the table. He goes into the Palafin. Interesting. I am curious, and I'm going straight for another Supercell Slam. What does Invincible want to do against my Startergrade? Flips it. Okay! Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's banded, because that did quite a bit. As Meowscarada comes in, and is not Boots. Interesting. It does not really take that Supercell Slam too well. Let's see, if he's banded, a Flower Trick definitely kills me. If he is a Scarf set, then Flower Trick definitely kills me. Times like this, I really wish I still had Gear U. So I guess now the question becomes, do I want to let Startergrade go? Because it's still incredibly useful, especially against Palafin to some degree. I mean, there's also Jellyton still sitting around as well. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and Drain Punch. The Aura Spheres! He's a... As Startergrade actually lives, and is going to be able to pick off Meowscarada. Honestly, I don't know what... I mean... That's the thing when you play Kyle. You never know what to expect, and it is always a treat getting to see what he comes up with. Because he comes up with a lot of really crazy ideas that... I mean, they're definitely fun to watch, and the man knows how to cook. As Invincible comes back in now. And I'm just going to try for the Supercell Slam again. I'm just going to let Startergrade go to whatever he wants to do. Because Eelektross has definitely had a game so far. And honestly, I think getting a safe switch into something would probably be the better play right now. I don't think it's worth preserving Eelektross at this point, given what he's got left. I would need more Coils to be able to take hits from Palafin better, since I'm almost positive this thing is banded. And Gengar, he's gonna flip turn out. Alright. So, starter grade is gone. I'm sorry, my annoying little leech from space. But, that's Palafin for ya. That does raise an interesting question now of what he goes into next. I wouldn't be surprised to see Gengar. Deoxys would make a lot of sense too. I'm really curious what on earth he could have cooked up with Deoxys defense. Speaking of which... I think I'm gonna go into Battleth. And we will see how this plays out. I'm gonna go ahead and Chilling Water. Kind of curious now if he goes back into Palafin, if he switches into Gengar. Reflect! Oh boy. Well, this thing is at least at -1, attack now, if that's the play we're going for. I'm gonna Trick Room. And there's the light screen. Alright, a screens Deoxys. Curious. I'm just gonna go for another Chilling Water. Just to chip away at this thing. See what else it's got. Spikes. Are you a completely support Deoxys, I wonder now? I think I'm gonna go into Spitfire, actually. I know that sounds absurd, considering I have Trick Room up. But it might scare him out and I can get Stakeout activated, and Spitfire can go from there. As he sets up a second layer. I mean, Crunch is still definitely going to hurt this thing. It's still going to ruin Gengar. It should take a decent chunk out of Palafin, too. He knocks off. Alright, so there goes my Scarf. Which does kind of suck a bit, but that's fine. I get good damage off on this Crunch. So, completely utility Deoxys defense. Interesting. As he's going to get all 3 layers of spikes up now to counteract my Stealth Rocks. Well, the Twisted Dimensions return to normal. I'm curious if he preserves this thing. Because he still has Screens turns, and he might want to try to get those set back up, potentially. I'm going to go ahead and just Crunch again. See if he lets this thing go or not. Curious. Does Gengar potentially have something that could be cause for concern? Does Palafin have some hidden tricks I'm not seeing? Because I'm positive that thing is banded based on the damage it did to Eelektross. He does switch, so that is going to activate Stakeout. Which is perfectly fine with me. This thing is going to take rocks. This Crunch should still do quite a bit more, even through the Reflect. And... let's see. I'm at 249. A close combat would kill me if he's got it. Jet Punch and Flip Turn would not. Wave Crash would, but he may potentially take himself out to the recoil. I'm going to try to Destiny Bond. I outrun it! Interesting. As he just Slip Turns out, which does not kill me. He is Bulky Band then? I was not expecting, without my Scarf, to outrun that. Well, there goes his Reflect. I'm pretty sure my Destiny Bond is... Yeah, I think... Yeah, my Destiny Bond should still be in effect until I make another move, and there should be no way this Gengar is slower than me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go for the Crunch, and I'm willing to let... Encore. Oh, Kyle. Oh, Kyle. That is a, that is quite the trick you just pulled. I mean, Spitfire is basically dead to the spikes anyway. It's not worth preserving. But Spitfire still didn't do too bad this game. All things considered. So that is a Life Orb Gengar. Muck could probably actually finish this game off, realistically. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Jellyton. I will take Spikes, which is fine. And we're just gonna go for a knockoff. See if he preserves this thing or not, because I should be able to take a Life Orb Shadow Ball from him. If he wants to go into Palafin, that's fine. I still have my Terra. If he wants to let Deoxys go, that is also fine. I think Muck's in a really solid spot here. So there goes the Deoxys defense. Will we see the Palafin? That becomes the question now, and I would not be surprised if that is, in fact, the case. Yep, there's Invincible. I'm gonna go ahead and Terra. And we're just going to throw off a Poison Jab. Because Acid Armor is kind of useless here Yeah, the Acid Armor tech is kind of useless now, because... I mean, if he actually predicts this and goes for CC, good play on his part. Because he doesn't know what my Terra is, and for all he knows, I could have actually brought Terra Flying to this game. I mean, if he calls the Terra Grass, though, and has, say, like, close combat... Definitely good on him. But I want to say Slowking and Ursaluna could finish things off from there, if that's the case. But I think we might be able to make this work. In retrospect, maybe I should have just gone for a Drain Punch to try to get some HP back. I think a Life Orb Sludge Wave from Gengar will pick Muck off of its Terra Grass. Even with all my special bulk. But I mean, for all I know, he could also just Wave Crash and take himself out. That is exactly what he does. So, Jellyton takes that, not as well as I would have liked. So all that remains now is the Gengar, which... Okay, this is actually a little iffy now, I'm realizing. Because Gengar may actually steal this from him, depending on what he's got. I'm just going to go ahead and click Knockoff and let Jellyton go. As he Sludge Waves. Yep, alright. So... Not bad work, Jellyton. Love this thing. I'm really loving getting to use Muck here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get a Trick Room up with Baboleth is the problem. Not with these spikes up. So I may have to go into Scarlet Teeth and hope he doesn't have Focus Blast. Or misses it. I'm gonna go into Babolith anyway and attempt to try to set up a Trick Room. I don't think it's happening, let's be honest here. But yeah, he's got Shadow Ball. I figured as much. But I mean, it's ultimately going to come down to this Gengar versus Scarlet Teeth anyway. And the potential Focus Blast he may or may not have. So this is about to get really interesting. I'm just going to go for the Blood Moon and end this battle in style. If he lets me. I mean, he does hit the Focus Blast. Ha! Incredible. Oh, man. To come down to the Focus Blast. GG, Kyle. That was a fantastic game. Yes, I know my Swoo are now at 3 losses on the season and on a 2-game losing streak, but honestly, I'm not that concerned about it. Just because that was such a great game. That one came down to the wire. I mean, I had Vacuum Wave, but let's be honest, it probably wouldn't have been doing much to Gengar anyway. The Life Orb chip would not have helped. I would have needed the Focus Blast miss. If I had brought Assault Vest, then it would have been more of a roll. But that's the game we play. That's Pokemon for you. GG again to Kyle thank you for the fantastic game. Always keep pushing forward and never losing, my friend. That said, thank you guys so very much for watching. I have been Ruppy, and my Columbus Swoo and I will see you guys next time. Take care.